those subtle warning signs that quietly hint something's not quite right. Maybe you felt it. That little tug in your gut when your partner does or says something, but you convince yourself it's just in your head. Or you wave it off because, well, relationships are supposed to have ups and downs, right? But what if those little signs are actually big clues? Let's dive in. Some red flags are sneaky. They don't scream for attention. Instead, they quietly linger in the background, almost like background noise. The first one, lack of communication. Maybe you've noticed your partner is slow to respond to texts, or worse, leaves you hanging without a reply at all. You've probably told yourself they're busy. But here's the thing. Consistent failure to communicate, especially about important stuff, is more than just being busy. Communication is the heartbeat of any relationship. If someone can't or won't engage with you, it often means they're avoiding something deeper. This isn't about someone missing a text once in a while. It's about a pattern of avoidance. When conversations get serious or emotional, if your partner regularly shuts down, deflects, or disappears, that's a major red flag waving in the wind. Another red flag that can be hard to spot is when everything seems to always be your fault. You spill your coffee, your partner somehow spins it into being your mistake for placing the cup on the table. You express a feeling or concern. It quickly becomes a conversation about how you overreact. This is what's called gaslighting, and it's more than just an argument. It's manipulation. Over time, you start questioning your own reality, wondering if maybe you really are always to blame. But let's be clear. If every disagreement leaves you feeling like you're at fault, that's a sign your partner may be deflecting responsibility and, more dangerously, eroding your self-worth. Now, let's talk about boundaries. Every healthy relationship needs them, whether it's about personal space, alone time, or even digital privacy. A subtle but significant red flag is when your partner crosses those boundaries without a second thought. It could be something like reading your texts without asking or showing up at your work unexpectedly under the guise of surprise visits. At first, these behaviors might seem harmless, even romantic. But when your boundaries are consistently crossed, it's a sign that your partner doesn't fully respect your autonomy. In a healthy relationship, mutual respect for each other's space, both physical and emotional, is a must. Jealousy is another red flag that can often be disguised as love. "I just care about you so much," they say, but it feels like they're keeping tabs on your every move. Sure, it's natural for partners to feel protective of one another, but when it crosses the line into possessiveness, that's where things get dangerous. Jealousy becomes toxic when it leads to control, and control has no place in a healthy relationship. Love is about trust and freedom, not suspicion and ownership. So, what happens if you ignore these signs? Over time, these red flags can turn into a toxic relationship where you lose sight of yourself. You might start doubting your instincts, sacrificing your happiness to avoid conflict, and ultimately, losing your sense of worth. But here's the thing. Red flags aren't just warnings. They're opportunities. Opportunities to take action, have hard conversations, and if necessary, walk away before things get worse. Because your happiness and mental health are worth so much more than ignoring those warning signs. At the end of the day, relationships are about growth, trust, and mutual respect. If something doesn't feel right, don't ignore it. Trust yourself and protect your peace. Remember, it's not about being perfect, but about being real. And that's what Love Life Unfiltered is all about.